Thank you for joining me. Tonight we're going to be doing some cooking again. Another simple recipe. I think a lot of people, especially those who watch my videos, seem to enjoy my simple recipes, and this is going to be another one of those. So this dish, it's actually not a dish, it's actually a sauce. And it's one of the more simpler sauces that I know how to make, but it has very bold flavors. I think a lot of people are familiar with it. It's called pesto, and it's really a simple sauce or a simple dish to make, and I'm going to show you how to make it. So why don't we get to it? So before we get started, I just want to point out the ingredients that we're going to be using. The main ingredient for pesto is basil. In this case, this is live basil. The other ingredient to pesto are pinoles or pine nuts. This is readily available in your local grocery stores. Also, a main ingredient of pesto is cheese. This time around, I'm going to be using an Italian blend of Pecorino Romano and Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. And another main ingredient is extra virgin olive oil. So the last ingredient that I'm going to be using for this dish is just a clove of garlic. You can make it as garlicky as you want by adding more. I like a garlicky taste, but not too much, where it overpowers all the other ingredients. So I'm just gonna put one clove of garlic. So the easiest way of making pesto is by using a food processor. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be shearing off or cutting off some of the basil leaves. So we're interested in the big ones, right? So all you need to do is just shear it off and cut it off from the stem. Again, this is a live plant, so continue to grab the bigger leaves and just throw it into your food processor. So as you can see, I took the liberty of cutting out, I missed one, it's a little bigger leaf. So the next step is grab the pinoli nuts or pine nuts, and just put this bag is about 4 ounces. It's better to add a little bit at a time, so you can get the mixture correct. So just throw it all in there like so. Okay, let's go ahead and peel our garlic. Okay, sorry about changing the view, but I think this is better, and I'm right-handed, so it's a little easier for me. But we got the garlic in there, the pine nuts, the basil leaf. Now all we have to do is add some cheese and also our olive oil, and we're ready to rock and roll, so to speak. Before, when I started making pesto, I only used Pecorino Romano, which is fine. A little around maybe a quarter of a cup, and also I also have my extra virgin olive oil. I have a new bottle. I know I was running out. Let's start with about a half a cup and go from there. Again, I'm looking for kind of like a muddy consistency. So let's go ahead and turn on the food processor. Sorry, I didn't mean to cover it up, but if you look at it, it's slowly turning pesto-y. You can let me go grab a spoon or even a fork and give it a taste. we need to add a few more basil leaves. I know you see my basil leaf over here and there, the small leaf. Luckily, I have another bunch. So let me go grab that and we can add some more to this mixture. So here we go. I have my second batch of, or second bunch of basil leaves, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing. I'm gonna cut up a lot of these. Maybe I'm not gonna put as much, just because I like my pesto, the basil of the basil flavor to come out. So there we go. We got our additional bunch in here, and let's go ahead and food process this. It's a little greener, right? So let's go ahead and give it a taste. Better than it was before. I'm gonna go ahead and use up this garlic. I don't want it to go to waste, so let's make this a little more garlicky. So I'm using all fresh ingredients, and I think the fresher the ingredient, the better the sauce, and any dish for that matter, the better it's going to be. So let's go ahead and process this. Give it a taste. Perfect. But it's really creamy due to the olive oil and the cheese mixture. So, I can, this is not going to go to waste, this cheese, because my kids love cheese on spaghetti. And when you're eating this with, especially with pasta, you can use some more cheese if you want. But we're done with the pesto. So guys, now that our pesto is ready, we can take this in a few different directions. I've seen this put in sandwiches, like a spread. Yesterday, I ate some pizza, and they actually drizzled some pesto on one of the pizzas that I ordered. So again, it's a very versatile type of sauce. Tonight, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be cooking some chicken. It's just oven roasted chicken, chicken thighs to be exact. And I'm just going to have some spaghetti, and then I'm going to have pesto. Add the pesto into the pasta, and just have chicken on top. And it's a great meal. It's a very simple dish to prepare. So let's get to it. So here we go, guys. I have my chicken. I'm just going to get some salt, some ground pepper. I'm also going to start warming up my pan. And I don't know what type of salt you guys use, but I always use, and it yields the best flavor for me, I always use kosher salt. If you don't have any kosher salt available to you, you can use, I guess, table salt or rock salt. But for me, kosher salt yields the best flavor. And some ground black pepper. Just a safety precaution, guys. If you're handling chicken, make sure you always wash your hands, because you never know. I also took the liberty of starting to boil some water for our pasta, and I also took the liberty of pouring myself a glass of wine. So, salud! Okay, now that we have our pan nice and hot, we can go ahead and start to cook our chicken. When placing the chicken on the pan, place them skin side down. So what we're doing here is we're giving the chicken a good sear to lock in the flavor, so to speak, and also to keep it moist. and it doesn't dry out. So we'll give it a few minutes to brown on each side, and then we'll put it in the oven. Currently I am warming up the oven to about 350, 375. So once this browns, we can go ahead and put our pan into the oven. Nice and golden. That's what you want. Okay, so I think we're ready to stick this in the oven. So the oven is nice and hot. So I think our chicken is done. So here we go. Let's take the chicken out of the... Hang on a second. Let me just take the chicken out of the oven. Turn everything off first of all. Chicken smells good, as the chicken should. So we have our kind of roasted chicken, right? So let that cool down a little bit. So we cooked our pasta. The pasta is done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little bit of the pasta, which is on the left hand side over here. Grab a spoon. Grab some of our pesto. There's our pesto. What I suggest is to toss it. So just grab it and just, grab it on a spoon or a fork and just toss it with the pasta or in the pasta. There it is, right? It's pretty good. Go ahead and grab a piece of chicken, and we can put the chicken on top if you want. There, nice and brown, right? There you go. And if you want to impress a date, you can even garnish it. So what I did was I went ahead and cut off a little bit of the basil, just for garnish. I guess you can garnish it right here. You can put it right there on the side. It's up to you. I mean, you can move the chicken if you want. You can move it to the side over here, put it in the middle. Doesn't matter. Or, you can take the sprig of basil, put it on top. That sort of thing. Something to make it a little pretty. And make sure you clean the side of your plate. Guys, if you're trying to impress a date, Valentine's Day is coming up. This is a good way of doing it. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but your chances are going to be better than average if you present your date with something like that. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that fairly simple dish, right? So guys, thank you again for hanging out with me in the kitchen. This is John. I hope you guys are subscribed to this channel. I do a lot of these simple recipes. It doesn't really take too long to cook. I keep everything simple and fresh, and certainly doesn't lack any flavors. So you guys are more than welcome. Subscribe, hit the bell as well so you get notified when I upload new videos. And again guys, thank you very much for hanging with me. I hope you guys have a good Valentine's Day, and I will see you guys on my next video.